This is Keelin and right now I'm going to do my review on the Corpse Bride. First of all, I have to say I really like Tim Burton, so I'm going to be giving this a pretty darn good review. I loved the movie. It was funny in a sick and twistedly morbid way. He basically starts out, nervous about this whole proposal to this girl that's supposedly upper class, well-to-do, rich girl, and he's nervous. He's messing up his vows. He's messing up at basically everything that a new groom probably screws up from the beginning anyways. And so he runs off into the woods to go practice his vows. And as he's practicing his vows, he says them to a dead girl and even sticks the ring on her frickin' finger. And the funny part is, she comes back to life and she's like, "Oh my gosh, we're married! Yay! I do. I love you forever and ever and even until death." And the entire film is about him trying to get away from this crazy psycho bridezilla. Literally. And it's funny. It gets really sad once you start to learn more of the Corpse Bride story. You get into, how did she die? Why is she a dead bride? What has she been waiting for? And then it turns around at the end and there's this big surprise of, he ends up with the right girl, a living girl. She ends up enacting revenge on her murderer. And it becomes this kind of sweet, cute, but slightly still creepy movie. And yes, I did let my kid watch it, and I'll let her watch it 1,000 more times. For some reason, there's something about Tim Burton movies that not only is it creepy, twisted, and weird, but there's a really good message behind most of his films. And the message, I believe, for me in this one in particular was... Wow, there were so many. You can find love in the weirdest places and to work with what you got. I don't know why those are the messages I particularly get. Working with what you have, accepting fate, fighting fate. It kind of had a lot to do with the whole, almost like a reverse Disney, True Love's Kiss solves all problems. Whereas in this, it would be not True Love's Kiss solved all her problems. Mainly because after everything seemed to be messed up even worse, he kind of fixed everything. If he hadn't have run into the woods because he had messed up all his proposals, if he hadn't have been able to set her free in a way, then she would have ended up with this entire life or death of not knowing what happened and not really understanding what happened and kind of being trapped in, I'm going to call it purgatory. And that just doesn't even sound fun in life right now. He kind of helped her move on, kind of saved her in a way. And that was the romantic part of it. I realized she still ended up, I believe, with nobody, which was fine. But somehow it was okay too. It kind of taught you a lesson in you don't need somebody to be happy. You can be happy without having a special somebody in your life. And that was probably the biggest moral of the story, is finding happiness in yourself and not in material items or love, but being happy with yourself first so that other people can enjoy that about you as well. Alright, that is all for my review. You should probably check it out either on Netflix, Redbox, your local movie rental. If you'd like to buy it, I recommend buying it. I personally do own it, mainly because I like watching it. It's a good film. It has great animations. I love Tim Burton because he's so creative. A lot of times now in the newer generations of either cartoons or animated movies, there is no creativity in the drawings. It looks like my 4-year-old sat down and drew the cartoons half the time. And that is really sad. Because a lot of cartoons are poorly animated. So I still love Tim Burton, great fan. He always has something new to bring to the table, and it's always something enjoyable for everybody. Check it out, and I'll see you next time.